Hi, Cosmic Citizens. Rachel from Cosmic Unity. Lovely to be here with you today. Just wanted to talk to you about deeper connections and also consistent spiritual practice. I've been having quite a few clients lately saying that there's something blocking them from keeping up with a consistent spiritual practice every day, whether that's journaling, meditation, spending time alone, spending time in nature, anything that you would think is a spiritual practice. People are struggling to be consistent with, and that really comes down to being distracted by the outside world we're in, distracted by this matrix we live in. Everything here seems to be there to distract us. Our phones, the TV, Netflix, oh that's the worst, work, even just family things like household chores and events, and there is just so much going on in our lives that we get distracted. And when we're distracted, we're off track. We're not on purpose, we're off track, we get lost, we get lonely, we get stuck. And then, only then, do we reach out or reach within for help. A lot of my clients have been saying that they want to do spiritual practice every day, but they seem to only do it when their life turns upside down, when they've got a lot of problems and they need to spend that time alone to just process everything and think about everything and just get clear and clarity, and to also just process the energy of everything that's been going on. And then their life starts to go really good again. But then once it starts to go good again, they stop doing it. Why is that? Is it because you feel that you don't need to anymore? Because your life's fine? Is it a level of cognitive dissonance that, maybe this stuff doesn't actually help your life to be better? Is it a level of ignorance that, maybe you feel like everything will stay okay now and you don't need to continue doing that stuff, only to find yourself sooner rather than later in a similar situation again? Just this endless cycle of meditating and doing spiritual work when when the universe comes and slaps you in the face. So that's something to really think about, and just challenge yourself. When you ask yourself, challenge yourself. Ask yourself, why am I not doing this every day? Why is this so difficult for me to grasp and just do every day and make it a habit? And if you get stuck there, just call in your higher self. Just say, connecting with my higher self and asking my higher self this. And whatever you receive in your mind will most likely be in your own voice usually, especially if you're only just beginning. But a lot of us get stuck there because, especially if we're not super woo-woo, really developed spiritual people, we think that the really developed spiritual people are almost separate from us, like they're on another level. But that's only because they've practiced. That's because they've practiced and they've learned and they've done the work on themselves. So that's the other thing I wanted to talk about, is developing yourself as a spiritual being having a human experience. So we all are living in human bodies right now, and so when we're born, we all, if you think about it, have the same potential. Some of us, for our life's journey, are more open to spiritual insights and experiences from a younger age, and some of us develop that later in life. So it just, basically the message I'm trying to say is the only thing stopping you from further developing yourself on your spiritual journey is your mind, mainly. So your spirit, your soul, is separate to your mind, the ego of your mind, and ego that word gets thrown around a lot as a bad thing. Your ego is necessary for you to live in this body right now. So your ego makes up your personality. Your ego is the individualization of your soul. Your ego is what makes you separate right now from other people. So in the grand scheme of things, the ego sounds like a bad thing, but it's actually necessary for you to learn the lessons you're learning on your journey. So you just need to bridge a gap between the two. You need to be able to decipher your ego from your higher self and just let them work together. And that can just be with your permission. Just give them permission to work together. And when I say your mind is the only thing stopping you, it's the limiting beliefs in your mind. Like, I can't do that. I'm not spiritual enough. I'm not gifted enough. I don't possess that quality. I'm not open to those things. I don't think that could happen for me. I don't believe that could happen for me. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy of experiencing that. Do you think those things? Because if you do, then you won't be able to get to where you wish you could be. So just think about that too. Ask your higher self, why am I not developing further? Do I believe I could be clairvoyant? Do I believe I can speak to beings on other dimensions and planets? Do I believe that I can have a very strong intuition? Do I believe I can be a healer? Do I believe? And challenge yourself. You'll get a feeling, you'll get an answer, you'll get something that will let you know whether you believe that or not. And write down those limiting beliefs. Write them down so you're consciously aware of them. And try to challenge yourself by flipping them. So when you catch yourself in thought thinking those things, go, no, that's not true, I'm flipping that, and think the opposite. And at first you'll feel really yucky about that because it won't feel congruent and your body will try to seize up and delete that thought that yes, I am worthy of this. Because that's your soul speaking. That's your soul speaking there. And your soul is upgrading in frequency. Upgrading in frequency in that moment that you decide to think more positively and believe in yourself. And it takes a little while for your body to actually embody that down to a cellular level. So your body will tense up, try and reject that thought as much as possible. But you just need to be persistent. Just be persistent and just keep telling yourself that. Keep telling it, keep flipping it, and you will begin to believe it. And your body will edge up in frequency the more and more that you think it, and will begin to match your spirit's frequency so that they can live in unison and work together. And you'll also put that little ego, negative part of your ego to the side and know to hush it. You'll learn to hush it and you'll learn to overcome it and overpower it. And that's really, really, really self-empowering and gives you a huge sense of freedom and enables you to know that you have limitless potential. You may be in this body, in this 3D world right now, but you still have limitless potential. You totally do, and that's a part of our learning lesson. It's a huge part of our learning lesson, and the more you can integrate these positive thoughts and behaviors instead, the more we'll pave the path to a beautiful future ahead, a beautiful world ahead, because we create what we think. And when we're all creating beautiful things, we create a beautiful world. So love and light to you, and feel free to message me if you want some help with any of these negative thoughts and developing any abilities or figuring out your purpose or going further on your path, living authentically, speaking your truth, stepping into your power as a spiritual being, having a human experience. Please don't hesitate to contact me. That is my mission. And even just pop in the comments below what you think your limiting belief is about what we've discussed today. And I'd love to hear from you. So love and light to all.